Hello everybody, welcome back to the last and final match of week 4 of the TTCC 2025. We are here with Mooshi and Albert facing off to see who's gonna get the chance to play versus Illuminati Salad in the losers finals. This is of course an all or nothing match. Whoever loses this will be eliminated. And whoever wins is in the fight for guaranteed prize money. There is, of course, money for top 3, so losers finals is a money match in a sense. Though it doesn't bar you from winning more than the 3rd place, of course, you can still win the entire thing, even in the losers bracket. So yeah, I am very excited about this matchup. I heard Albert didn't have the most time to practice, so I hope he can still put up a good performance here. I trust that he will. Mooshi, we did see yesterday, put up a very, very close match versus Random Noise that they did come out ahead in, but in that match showed a lot of good stuff. Some insane pop-up moments, especially on like Ciudad and Raspberry Adventure, maybe like the EC shards the most. So I'm very excited to see them perform here against the Titan that is Albert. Of course, last year's finalist, only dropping 2 Electro in that tournament. Massive shark pool that we're gonna see here for the last time this week. Right now we're waiting for Albert to decide on heads or tails, a very big decision, of course. This could decide the whole thing. It's gonna be heads. Ooh, I see a tails in chat. And it is indeed tails. Tails always fail, except when it doesn't fail. That is Mooshi to pick. In this match, of course, it is hard to really guess where Mooshi is gonna try to poke at Albert. Albert is obviously extremely good at the HD, but also very strong on EC. So it's gonna be a Nomad. What do you think makes sense? Get that aim warmed up. It's been a whole day since Mooshi's last match, of course, so maybe try to guess what Albert has the least practice on. Could be a good strategy. Chat trying to tell Mooshi that Albert is bad at HG. That is, I don't think it's a trick they're gonna fall for. As we are off to the races here. That is a bit of a rough start from Albert. Getting a combo drop in intro, but there's a lot of shard left. Another combo drop there, maybe like some offset issues or something. These are not notes that Albert typically wouldn't miss on. Might be some technical thing, of course that is. Unless you, you call for a quit right away, that is not nothing but your own responsibility, of course. So we do see a couple combo drops here from, several even from Mooshi. And instantly Albert right back in the running. Even taking the lead here. Very solid on these jumps, Albert. And I feel like Mooshi is doing slightly worse than they did yesterday. Maybe a bit of nerves, maybe a lack of warm-up, hard to say. But Albert is already off to a pretty strong lead. Despite dropping a lot of combos himself. He's managing to hold on to the champ and just dropping less combo. On this song, of course, as we did see yesterday as well with Mooshi, got very close towards the ending, of course, can flip everything. There's a lot of percent in that diff spike. And here we go. This is where we're gonna have to see the comeback from Mooshi, if it's gonna be one. Right now it's not looking like a comeback, it's looking like a bigger Albert lead. So Albert is crushing a lot, is only here missing champ. Very stable on these jumps. Mooshi coming out decisively ahead on the last section there, but behind by way too much there. It's just too little too late. It's gonna be Albert taking Sommarfågel and the first point of the match. And it is yet again Mooshi to pick. I will say, if Mooshi doesn't have any confidence on the EFL here, it could get pretty tricky finding a good lineup of shards to pick. Because you already know Albert is eyeing those HGs. And easy as well as tricky. But it's gonna be 4 rail starts here. We're gonna get a look on how the easy is looking. Well, I do think if the easy is looking very bad, ripping the FLs and saying whatever happens happens is probably a good idea. Unless Albert spent like a lot of time on it today, I don't think Albert can possibly have much experience on the FLs. Might have not even played them once. Who knows? Albert 100%ing the intro there, very impressive. Mooshi with a couple combo drops, but yeah, this is not the start you want to see if you're Mooshi, of course, if you're staring down at the points table. If this screams a rough comeback already. If Albert is going to be this consistent. I do see a champ break though from Albert, and immediately much tighter. This is when you can't be afford to missing like this if you're Mooshi. Betting on Albert missing a lot is just not very likely. Mooshi has to hit as much of this as possible. And there is one more champ break. We need one more of those to make it even. Okay. Oh, this is looking very good for Albert. Yeah. Just managed to get a percent from this section here. Just from getting so many 10x combos in the middle of that. It doesn't really matter that you're losing champ and a lot of combo. You're at least getting half of the notes. Really decent combo. It's a lot of points. That's gonna be it. Four Veil Stars, and now it is over to being Albert's pick on the 2-0. Unsure what we're gonna see here. Maybe unending. Maybe one of the HDs already. Of course, ECFL is Albert's bread and butter. You would think this was handcrafted for him. But of course, if the song isn't something Albert has practiced, it doesn't necessarily help that much, despite the modifiers being very familiar. Yeah, it's gonna be the years of flowering onto the easy HD. Consistency here is gonna be key. In the ending, you can't afford to lose champ quite a bit, I think, but what Albert probably is never letting you get away with is missing a lot on the rest of the song. As mentioned, this is definitely Albert's comfort zone. This specific combination of modifiers. Good start. Both players here. Albert even on 100% right now. You can hear a bit of timing difference in these players' timings right now. One player much earlier than the other. I think it's Mooshi on the earlier side. And with that, there is a champ drop. It might actually just be the opposite too. I'm not exactly sure how that works with the sync, but I would assume it actually doesn't account for offset, so. Which is very noticeable on this song in particular. No, we are getting a bit more sync now, so I think it actually is just Mooshi being a bit early before. Really struggling here on this intro. Albert completely calm. yet to miss is Albert. Even doing a bit of flair there. Mooshi trailing behind by quite a bit of points. It's gonna have to clutch up at the ending here. Albert looking for that 100% roundup right now. It's just absolutely nailing this chart. Oh, even getting that tap run. Wait, is there anything that can stop Albert right now, actually? Are we gonna see like a complete FC? Oh, there is barely a gap miss there. That's gonna be it for the misses though, holy moly. The one gap miss is it for Albert. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. That is 3-0 Albert, showing a pretty good case of the easiest way of rigging this tournament would just to have a bunch of easy HC shards. It would make his life very easy. No, I do not believe there is anyone alive here who can match that. Push it up. Back at the pick is gonna go for another easy. Staying away from BFLs for now. See how that pans out. It was running out of points to like really get a lot of picks from now. Michael Donaldson's to your rose bush, of course. Good starting from both players, especially Mooshi. Had a very good showing on this yesterday. Looking to repeat this process. Albert not far behind though. Fully breathing down Mooshi's neck with his points and is already in the lead from that one combo miss. Getting that pattern as well. Two combos apart now. Both players getting it that time. Very clutch. Usually holding on though, and well, but Albert is just, it's been a long time since Albert has missed, and there is actually traded back as well, damper for both. His lead doesn't get bigger, but ooh, that is 2 combo drops and a champ. Albert is showing so much strength on these fast tap patterns. despite Mushi clutching out this ending, it's just not enough. Will be 4-0 in Albert's favor. This might be the potentially last chance to pick your own song. Because with another Albert win on the next song, it's gonna be back to being Albert's pick. It's gonna be beyond hyperversion. Albert has shown a lot of strength in the jumps and rhythms so far this match. But of course, if you don't know it's coming, it could really catch you off guard. I don't think Albert would pick the FL though, that's the thing. So if Mushi doesn't win this, it's unlikely we're gonna see FL. This is a very important one to win for Mushi. You do not want to be up against Albert with Albert's pick on match point. That is a very difficult situation to be in. Already up to a slightly worrying start here, Mushi, with the combo drop, but it's kind of in Albert's hands how much room you have to miss here. Albert with one combo drop. And another couple ones there. Mushi not quite able to like match it either. Albert keeping on Champ here in the beginning of the disc spike. Will drop it as the big disc spike hits, but not where you want to be right now with Mushi. Has to clutch up right now. Despite Albert missing, it's just slightly more every time on Mushi's side, widening the gap little by little. With the song nearing its final notes, that will put Albert at match point, and with Albert's pick here, you have to imagine we are about to see some more HD. Unless he has some other favorite in the pool. Albert, of course, very big fan of Easy in general. So you might go see La Ciudad be picked. And Unending Nightmare is, of course, pretty fun. Good TT potential. Seeing Albert pick the FL would be the biggest surprise of today. We go tiebreaker. You have to lose 5 first. It's gonna be La Ciudad, which I don't think is a throw, really. But to be fair to Albert, I don't think there's a lot of things you could pick here besides FL that would be throwing. Unless Albert, for some reason, is very bad at certain maps. Yeah, because we get more. You'll PB. And the opposite, I think. Randomize that, baby. And Mushi reverse sweep. Will it begin? Or will it end here? Mushi, of course, with an insane performance of this yesterday. But I feel like this has to be the type of chart that is exactly up Albert's wheelhouse as well. Out of the intro though, completely even. Basically just completely synced here, the two players. And both getting that pretty tricky pattern there as well. Who will be the first one to break combo here? Neither player really interested in breaking combo, but there it's gonna be Mushi. Well, Albert does hold on, putting Albert in the lead. But there it's traded back, and another combo drop at the end there. That is gonna be Mushi taking over. And now it is in Mushi's hands. The best slide of all time. It's gonna be followed by an Albert combo drop, and Mushi is not letting go right now. That means Mushi has one combo to afford right now. And good that he does. That is an unfortunate drop right there. And holy moly, Albert. That was a very fortunate combo and champ timing from Albert. But it is going back and forth still, and Mushi... Ooh, both players struggling with that pattern. The lack of champ here is gonna... Oh no. But both players dropping right there. It's 0.5% now in Albert's favor. Mushi getting champ slightly earlier, down to 0.4. And he holds. Praying for an Albert champ drop or combo drop or anything right now. Would make Mushi's life much easier. Besides that, I think the ending here is a sure bet. If you FC this last section here, you should be able to make it up. Of course, that assumes Albert is gonna miss. Which, knowing Albert, is no guarantee. And there it is. The combo up you were looking for, but we should trace it back. And a champ drop right there. Not what you want to see right now. And another one. Oh, this could be tragic. Albert does match. And good, because these are the last notes coming up here. Misses the first jump. Gets the ending, but is this gonna be enough? The last note? It's a long note. No, it's not. Oh, that one champ drop, I think, was the decider there. Getting into the very last pattern. It was a champ drop on the first note. Moving their mouse up too early. That's gonna be it. Albert, decisive victory here. Although the last match was, or last map was very, very close. It is gonna be a 6-0. Albert, despite the practice time, gloves off for this match for sure. Albert does want to make it back up to that finals like last year. It's going to be facing off against Illuminati Salad in the losers final. Which she swept. Unfortunately, will be taking their leave from the tournament with a top 6 placement. Does Albert know that? Oh wait, no. Next week is still next weekend, yeah. That's true. Either way, we're gonna see the tiebreaker. Interesting to see Albert perform on this one, I think. Yeah, Albert clearly motivated to go to bed. Monday would be fine, I think, given that there is a break. We'll figure that out later. Otherwise, we're placing it all on here. Whoever wins this tiebreaker gets to go on. If Albert doesn't think he can show up anyways. And Mooshi have to better start here on Catch Me If You Can. Not one I would assume Albert has practiced if Albert had limited time. She extended the lead a little bit there. Dropping a very opportune time and getting a massive combo at the tail end does give him early champ. Get your tapping fingers out for this one. I am very sure Albert has it in him though. I have seen him play a lot of shards like this. Like Euphoria. Mooshi. Not letting go right now. It's gonna be the second 6-0 into lose the tiebreaker in a row. We're definitely making a case for that. Albert pushing back. This could be a place for Albert to get a lot of points though. Instead, this is going to be a very slight pushback from Albert. Not quite able to get the crucial combos. I know, Mooshi pushing back further. We are running out of shard. I think Mooshi has this in the bag. As per tournament rules, that of course means Professor Hume and Mooshi win the tournament. That is how it works. So you know, it's a joke. It is gonna be Albert with the 6-0. We are figuring out some scheduling stuff with Albert. He's a very busy man when he's not tromboning on the internet. He is tromboning offline, of course. So. Congrats to Albert. Looking forward to the Albert versus Illuminati matchup. Sadly, that means it is the last we'll see of MooshiMooshi this year. We'll be... Oh, there it is. One more for the road. Mooshi sweep! The 6-0. Woo! I put in this freeze frame on the moment it was over their profile. Oh, of course, that is Albert and Illuminati facing off in the loser finals. And next week we'll see Electro and Sail in the upper bracket finals. Two matches that I'm sure are both going to be very exciting. And of course, how exciting they are, it depends a lot on the map pool. So I'm hoping we get to reveal that one pretty soon. That being said, I don't believe it's going to be a live showcase this time around. We're getting an actual video. So just stay tuned for that. It should be a video. That's bound to be very fun. Another 12 shards coming your way. Bound to be a lot of bangers, of course. Shoutouts to the prize pool, which Nightbot is kind of slacking, but it is of course at 1300 right now. Getting very close to last year's final prize pool. Emmett getting bonked. Unfortunate. Well, I think just keep an eye out in the announcement channel for this next week's charts, especially to the competitors, but of course everybody else who are interested to see and test out the charts for themselves will also get the opportunity to. And with that, I will sign myself up at least for this week. Thank you to everybody involved as always, and you guys for watching. And we will see you next weekend.